Alright folks, what's up? We're gonna show you how to make the bracelet part. If you want to make a custom size, we're gonna give you a specific kind of more than enough amount of cord material and you can just follow along. So I just had to figure this out again. I'm no expert. I just figured this out, watched a few YouTube videos. Plenty of YouTube videos on the subject, so it's a pretty simple thing to figure out. We're just going to go ahead and take this one I made apart. So the first thing you want to do is cut the cord length to the right size. And the right size, what I found is it's going to be double the length of your wrist. So what you just want to do is cut a piece that you can fold in half like that, right? Just fold it in half, and then it could go around your wrist once. Kind of a perfect it goes around your wrist once. Give or take a little bit, you know. There's plenty of room for error, or for kind of, you know, add a few centimeters here and there because it's going to be adjustable. So, okay, you want to make 2 of these. So, well, bam, we got 2. All right. Okay, one of these, you're going to try and put a knot at the very end, just like that. Okay, so the knot is going to go like this. You're just going to have it like so. You got the loopy part here, got the loopy part, and you got the 2 ends here. You're going to take those 2 ends, and essentially, you're just going to do the most basic knot there is. You just make a loop, just kind of, to show you correctly, go around. It's really easy, guys. Just the video is going to make it look complicated. Once you're holding it, you'll get it. Just make a loop, and then pull the things through the loop. If you've never made a knot before, well, you should practice making some knots. All right, and it's important that you try and get the knot as close to the end as possible. You see there, as close to the end as possible. All right, and make sure when you cut your thing to length, you have a nice sharp pair of scissors, just so it doesn't fray, and you get a nice clean cut. And the technique I use is I just use my thumb, and you can push the knot up. You don't always have to just pull. You can push it, and you could coax it to the end. You can coax it to the end here. Let's get the autofocus going. Come on now. Right. Hopefully you can see that, but you could just kind of push it, coax it. There you go. Not bad. So you just got a loop with the knot, and that's going to be your stopper knot. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your other half and you're going to put it in the connector. So the way you do this is really simple. You just take the loopy boy and you go in. You go in through the top of whatever you want the top of the bracelet to be, and you'll figure it out. If you do it wrong, it'll be obvious. You just get a nice little kind of secure like that. And the other side looks like that. So, you know, depending on which side you want to be the top, they're both kind of the same. You could go in or come from underneath. Doesn't really matter. Super tiny detail right there. All right, same thing on this side. You just put the loop through and then pull the ends through the loop to make those kind of loopy things. So it looks like that. Pretty cool. Okay, you're almost done. Easy. So now, what you're going to want to do. Alright, so let's do the sliding knot. Try that one more time. You got the stopper knot. We already did that. You got the, the cord's the right length for your wrist, and you put them on the connector, and you still have this loose end that just got 2 kind of hang danglies. You got some stragglers. Alright, so you want to put your wrist down, right there. Pull this, and that's going to be your pull. You're going to pull that knot, alright? So you want to tie a knot. right about here, right? Okay. This is the inside of my wrist facing, my body. So in order to get that at the right position, we're just going to have to... So this, we're going to put a knot here, and it's going to slide up and down that one, making it tighter or looser. So you really want to hold this and get that position right. It doesn't really matter where you tie it now. You just want to make sure this length is possible, because that's going to be tight on your wrist. Make it snug. All right. So let's let myself do this and not fuck it up. Every now and then it takes a few times, so just want to make it even. Okay. And I'm just going to go, and you just want to tie a knot, and it's kind of hard to see because this is black, but I'm tying the same exact knot I tied up here. I'm going to go over and around this, so it wraps around going this way. You could go that way, it just doesn't look as nice, and it doesn't slide as well. So you're going to go over and give myself a little bit extra, who cares? So I'm going over, and then I got to go around, itself. You're really doing nothing with this thing. You're just tying a knot around it as if it doesn't really exist. You got to remember that. You're not interacting with it, you're going around it. And then you go, just tie your normal run-of-the-mill knot, but you're tying the knot with two different strands, so it looks cool. And sometimes you go to adjust it to make it look cool, to make it look good. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay. I made an oopsie. Learn from my mistakes, okay? So I gotta undo it. So I mixed up my directions here. I told you the wrong thing. So let me measure it again. You see, it just takes a little bit of patience. So I like to, when I'm measuring this one, I like to make sure the pulled one goes into my fingers. It doesn't really matter because you could do it this way too. But I think this way works best. So you do that. Measure it again, about yay. And I didn't realize, you should realize this, the direction you want to wrap it is towards the bracelet, towards the connector. So you want to put it anywhere on here, and the correct direction is, can you see? Oh God, my hands. So instead of wrapping it towards the end pull knot, you want to wrap it towards the trinket, because that's gonna ride the smoothest. So we're gonna go actually down, and around, and that should provide us the best bang for our buck. All right. And I'm going to try and get it to the spot I had it on. It's, you got to do this. You can't just pull it tight. You got to just kind of coax it down. You can grab the whole knot and kind of pull it with your two fingers, and you can roll it down to the right position. Okay. Yeah, I made a botched job here. This is botched. Not the sexiest looking knot here. But the direction really does matter. It's gonna make the bracelet just work better. Alright, and I like to pull these two cords individually. Kind of pull that, pull these. And so now, there you go. You've got one pull knot. You got two knots. The stopper knot and the pull knot. And basically how that works is you pull it, and the stopper knot stops it, and then to tighten it, you pull that. And there you go. And that's all it is. So now, we can test it out and then trim up the excess. So this should fit my wrist all right. Okay. And there might be some trial and error here. Okay. Not everything works out the first time. And I have the pull knot here. Grab that, and then I pull this other guy. And there we go. It's tight. And this excess I just wrap around, and that's symmetrical basically with the other knot. And then this, we're going to snip that off. So we'll do that now. Make sure your scissors are sharper than mine. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this a different way. Yep. I am no bracelet master of any sort, so if I can do it, you can do it. We all can do it. So you want to cut it kind of there, and give it some room to fray. What's going to happen is this is going to fray over time, and the knot's going to kind of keep it there. The cord won't last forever. Nothing does. That's a human thing. In the future, we might try and use paracord, but paracord, it just doesn't feel as good as this, or look as good, in my opinion. And it's hard to get, small enough paracord. But we'll check it out. I'm thinking if I could get paracord that's black and this small, it might be cool, because then we could melt this, and it'll pretty much never fray. But yeah, there you go. You got your pull knot, and you got your slide knot, and they are in fact the same exact knot, just one is tied around the other. Okay, makes sense. And what else? And make sure this knot, you started off wrapping it around this way, if that makes sense. So you have this part right here. Ignore this. You have this. My explanation skills are terrible. Okay. You have this coming off the connector, tied here. Don't start the knot going this way. Start the knot going this way. Okay? And that'll make it ride really smooth and look better. Okay, so let's put it on and see how we did. And all the while my hands are sweating, and it's good because we have the protective coating, so this will stay nice and shiny. Okay, so we have that. You grab this guy and you pull another knot, and it goes tight like that. And then you take this, just kind of snug it up right there. That's it. You get a knot here and a knot here. Kind of looks nice and symmetrical. And of course, the top is just beautiful. There you go. Sweet. Good luck. And I wish you all the best in life. Have a good meal tonight. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Look out for each other. And stay connected to what you love. I mean, come on. Do you love video games? Do you love going for hikes? Frickin' go do it. What are you doing? Stop. Life is about the things you love. It's that simple. Sort of. Okay. Peace out. Oh, by the way, another hack. If you have a similar sized wrist to me, you could actually use the phone as a little template. You put it on the phone like that, and the tightness ends up being the same as the wrist. These two knots go to the edges of the phone. This is my iPhone 6S, so that's the size. Of course, your phone will be different, but if you want to kind of tie the knots around there, it might be easier, but then again, I don't know. You could do it however way you want. Alright? Cool. Thanks for purchasing. And super pumped about these. Like, I just love this. I love the message. I love the look. It's going to come in a nice box. There you go. Real quick, one last thing about the cord. If you want to go and purchase some new cord in the future, maybe in a year, your bracelet just disintegrates, or 2 years, like the cord itself. This is like sold at most craft stores, I'm pretty sure. We got this on Amazon. It's just kind of like a black cord. It's not leather, it's just kind of maybe hemp or something. But we got it on Amazon, but I found it at my local craft store. It's just cheaper on Amazon. And they mostly come in these spools. This was like $10. So, it's nothing special. If you could find paracord that is probably 1/16 or 1/32 of an inch, that would probably work as well. And you could do this with pretty much any size as long as you can fit it through the holes on the connector.